Benjamin Sugar, and I'm here to tell you about a project that I'm participating in called Civic Lab, which is an effort to build a public community workshop that investigates civic problems, educates the public on those problems, and activates communities to join together to build solutions to them. This quote is from a place called Our Lady of Blair Grocery, which is in the lower 9th Ward. It's a space kind of like we're envisioning. It reads, "If you've given me a fish, you've fed me for a day. If you teach me to fish, you have fed me until the river is contaminated and the shoreline is seized for development. But if you teach me to organize, then whatever the challenge is, I can join together with my peers and I can fashion my own solution." This photo here encapsulates for me the same spirit, but from a different angle. It's the dial knob of one of those 20-inch box fans that you can get at your local general store, but you will not find a box fan quite like this in a store like that. This box fan is located at a space called Sprout, which is a space in Somerville, Massachusetts, dedicated to community-driven investigation. It has all sorts of tools and equipment like biology and precision machining and carpentry and a 3D printer. And this is the RepRap 3D printer, which I think has roots in Chicago, I believe. And the RepRap is open source, its plans, the build list for how to make it, the software that runs it. Everything about this machine is available to anybody who wants to make one. All of the parts are quite cheap. None of them are proprietary. In fact, the RepRap can even print out its own parts. It has a tool set such as microcontrollers and electronics, and you use plastic. You put it in it, and it will print out any shape that you want. So, to me, though, these knobs, you can't change communities and build better civic environments just with these knobs, but it represents to me a new mindset. Taken individually, it says that we can use these tools to develop solutions ourselves. So this is an example of using this mindset called the Grassroots to Mapping Project. They, with a balloon, a digital camera, helium-filled balloon, a digital camera, and a boat, they went out into the BP oil spill and they mapped the entire spill when nobody else could. This is a project that I work on, which is Between the Bars. Between the Bars, using a scanner, paper mail, and a printer, we provide blogging and access to the internet to 450 incarcerated individuals. So, industrial revolution paradigms continue to set the terms of civic engagement. Yet these ideas that I just showed you, they come from a different place, the growing maker and DIY communities. Open source hardware and software and data are challenging the status quo. Civic Lab is a space to do just this. Kind of like this 3D printer. Imagine this is Civic Lab. Civic Lab is a space like this 3D printer, but instead of tools for digital fabrication, it has the tools for civic fabrications. What tools would those be? We need 3D printers, we need microcontrollers, carpentry, precision machining. It also requires the tools of media fabrication, community radios, screen printers, large format printers, networking, web applications. But it also requires the tools of community organizing, the processes by which we investigate problems, educate each other about them, and motivate each other to act on them. I'm talking about voting, legislative process, participatory budgeting, consensus building, brainstorming. And what software is to a 3D printer, people are to the Civic Lab. We need all sorts of people. We need coders, open hardware enthusiasts, activists, teachers, journalists, lawyers, artists, designers, gardeners, average people. The products of the Civic Lab need to be across this whole span of civic life. We need products in health, environment, emergency preparedness, food, education, economics. And developing these solutions are entirely possible, and they're entirely within the realm of everyday people. So here's some things that we've started. This is a poster that we're printing, and we're putting in an area newspaper that is discussing the TIF, which is a budgetary tool that diverts from the 27th Ward. It took $255 million over the last 10 years. We met with organizers who said that they were fed up with using paper sign-in sheets when they were at rallies. They were illegible and people had to enter. And so we created a program that allows you to do that using your cell phone called Sign Me Up. And we're also developing a civic calendar. One thing that we've had in discussions with activists is that there's no central location for everything that's going on in the city. There's no database of who's working on what and when they are. And there's also no database for who's got space to house people to do those things. So to conclude, these projects are just a tiny start. But in time, these tools can allow us to reinvent the box fan entirely, not just the knobs that are on them. So if you know of a broken box fan in your community and you're interested in developing a new knob for it, please visit us at civiclab.us. Thank you.